Okay, hello everyone. I'm recording this kind of late at night here, but a few things just really pissed me off today. Today's one of those days everything is pissing me off. Uh, One of the biggest things that happened today is that the Sanders campaign, Politico, found out that Hillary Clinton is money laundering when it comes to her campaign. She has her Clinton Victory Fund, Hillary Victory Fund, which is supposed to be raising money for all those down ballot races. For the candidates down ballot. This was the big controversy that that Hillary was raising money for down ballot and Bernie wasn't, and now we find out that about 1% of all the money she's raised for her down ballot people actually get there. What's going on is basically that money's going back to her. It's funneling back to her through different channels, through the DNC. Instead of going to them, it's going back to her. So it's basically money laundering is what it is. And of course she's not saying that. They're not saying, well, 1% is going to the down ballot people and the rest is coming to me. This is another way that Hillary is able to fundraise and because it's down ballot, it doesn't count as money towards your campaign, you see, so it's the shenanigans. It's these same shenanigans we often see from the Clintons. This is obviously a Slick Willie production. It's a Slick Willie production. 4-star Slick Willie production. He knows exactly what he's doing. Scurrying the law so they can make money. Use the big fundraisers, George Clooney, whoever it is, Soros, what have you, and charge $353,000 a plate, a couple, and the money, most of it, 99%, is going right back to Hillary. See how she does that? Isn't that clever? Bernie has to rely on individual contributions from us, $27 a person. I think the most any one of us can give is $2,700 through the entire cycle, the whole primary cycle. And that's the way he's raising his money. So this is the latest, of course, Clinton shenanigans, crooked Hillary shenanigans that are going on that Politico exposed today. This comes on the heels of Bernie raising, I believe, $27 million in the month of April. And of course, the big story when the mainstream media is his campaign is falling apart. It was $44 million. Never mind that $44 million was like record breaking. That his average has been like $18 million, and this is about $10 million over his average. Forget that he's raised the most money, individual contribution-wise, to this point in the campaign of any candidate ever. Over 7 million individual contributions of about $27 each. Never mind that April was tax month, and people like me can't afford to give on tax month because we're writing those checks to the IRS. So that's another reason why. Plus, all the primary, most of the states are gone. So most people who aren't in states, who are in states that have already voted, give less. That's natural. You also need less money because there are fewer states that you have to put your money into now. So, of course, this is all mainstream media spin. Hillary ended up raising, I think, $400,000 more than Bernie. $400,000 more. With all of her shenanigans and all of her super PACs. That's the money. I mean, at least that's on the level money she raised. We don't know about all the backroom stuff. The big Hillary Clinton machine with the super PACs had raised $400,000 roughly, if you can believe their numbers, who knows, more than Bernie. And this is the big news, that his campaign that's off the rails, no more money, that's it, the money's gone, that's it. The fact that she raised less than him, and every month before that, we never heard the story about Hillary's broke, Hillary's campaign is gone, it's finished, never heard that. But in the 1 month where he raises like 1/1000th of a percent less than her, oh, the campaign's over, it's finished, it's over, it's done. Never mind, 27 million is still amazing, record-breaking, mind-blowing money, especially when it's just coming from ordinary people. So there's that. I mean, don't believe all this mainstream media bullshit. It's total bullshit. Joe Trippi, Howard Dean's former campaign manager, comes out and says, that's it, that's a sign. He knows it's ending. He can't raise money anymore. Okay, this is coming from a campaign manager who couldn't recover, who didn't know how to recover from his candidate going, yeah! That was the end of their campaign. His candidate went, yes! And he didn't know how to recover. You see, he will never be a tenth of the campaign manager. In his wet dreams, he'd never be the campaign manager Jeff Weaver is. He and Howard Dean are so jealous that Weaver and Sanders and Devine are able to raise money this way, to raise over $200 million so far. $200 million. Howard Dean, Bernie raised 27. Howard Dean couldn't raise $27 million in the course of his lifetime if he were running for president. See, it's this jealousy. They're so jealous. They don't want Bernie to succeed at what they failed at. They failed at it and they joined the dark side, and now they hate Bernie. They don't want him. They don't want him. They can't stand the jealousies eating him from inside out. That's what Howard Dean and Joe Trippi are about. Really, we're supposed to listen. The mainstream media wants us to say we should listen to a guy who was campaign manager, didn't know how to recover from his candidate going, yes! Next. A lot's annoying me today. As you can see, I'm tired too. I didn't want to be. I'm trying to I'm trying to limit my caffeine intake, so I've halved it by 50%. Let me tell you, it feels like you're dying. But I'm gonna get through it because things are just really annoying me tonight. Let's see what else. What else is there? Well, of course, the discussion about the convention. Rachel Maddow came out and said it's pure fantasy that Bernie's going to win this thing at the convention. It's pure fantasy. Pure fantasy. Let me tell you something about Rachel Maddow. She's famous because she had a good year or two on Air America. Now you're probably thinking, what? Huh? Exactly. She's a pseudo-intellectual. She's a poser. That's all she is. She's got her tongue so far up Hillary's, whatever you want to say, since the beginning of this thing. So far up there that it doesn't matter. And she's a slave to her corporate masters who are friends of Hillary's. It's just obvious. This is just obvious nonsense. What's really pure fantasy is that Rachel Maddow will ever be taken seriously as a television journalist. That's pure fantasy. What's pure fantasy is that MSNBC will survive past this election cycle. Their ratings were already in the shit dump, and now they're going to be losing about 5 or 6 million Bernie people like myself who won't watch anymore. They couldn't afford to lose one person, let alone 5 or 6 million. So after the election cycle bump, they're gone. Believe me, next year, 2017, MSNBC won't exist anymore. I'm saying it right here now. I'll put money on it right here now. So that's that's all pure fantasy that she'll be taken seriously, that MSNBC will survive past this year as a network, as a viable network. See, this is stuff we have to deal with. This is all the mainstream media bullshit that we just have to constantly deal with. And it's hard to, Bernie's really struggled to get past this, and he stayed on message, and now he's really talking about the convention, and they are just twisting and turning. They can't take it. They're twisting and turning. He's talking about the convention. Oh my goodness. And of course the mainstream media people like Steve Bannon, who's Rachel's producer, is saying things like, this is unheard of. I've never heard of such a thing like this. I've never heard of Lincoln winning at the convention. Never heard of FDR winning at a convention. How do you win at a convention? This is such a crazy concept of open convention. What? Open convention? I don't understand. These people, you can't believe they don't understand. I mean, maybe they don't, but I think it is. Of course they know, but their corporate masters say they have to pretend like it's a travesty, and millions of people watching have to believe it's a travesty, that this is a coup. Open convention, that's a coup. Oh my goodness, open convention, contested convention. Oh my God. A spokesperson, a DNC person, was actually on with Jake Tapper a couple of days ago and said, this is DNC talking. This is DNC talking, saying they wish that the mainstream media would not use pledged delegates. Would not use superdelegates. Wouldn't show them that you need to get 2,383 pledged delegates to secure the nomination. That superdelegates don't count, as we've all been saying, till the convention. That's when they make their final decision. That's when they decide who they're going to vote for. And Jake Tapper, played dumb. Oh, what? Really? He said, here's a DNC person telling us not to use superdelegates. Oh, wow, how bizarre, how mind-blowing. He pretended, played dumb, like he doesn't understand the difference between superdelegates and pledged delegates, and that they should never have been using them in their count since day one. This is the play dumb. We're not trying to deceive you. We're just dumb. So anyway, I'm very happy that Bernie's not toning it down. In fact, he's toning it up. He's talking about going all the way to the convention. No doubt about it. It's happening. It's going to be an open convention. She needs 72% of the remaining pledged delegates to prevent that. That's not going to happen. She's not even going to come close to that. So this is where it's going. and that's where he'll make the. Oh, new poll came out today, showing that Hillary is 2 points down to Trump now. She was 8 points up, 5 points up, 3 points up, now 2 points down. That's the way the polls are going. As Hillary Clinton's polls always go down, they never go up. 2008, now they always go down from the start. They never go up, always down, and that's where they're going. So there's one way, there's one way. Bernie is saying there's one way that we're going to prevent Donald Trump, a Republican, taking the White House, and that's if Bernie Sanders is the nominee. And this is all the stuff he'll take to the convention with him. This is all of it. George Takei. I love George Takei with his deep voice. I'm not sure if he puts it on. It's kind of an odd voice for someone like him to have. But, comes out and says, oh, we need to vote. He puts out a video, very sexy video. We need to vote blue no matter who. I think he likes, I love rhymes. Vote blue no matter who. Which is great to say when you're a multimillionaire. When you could sit home and watch your stuff on Star Trek reruns every night with your husband. That's nice. We don't all have that ability, and so it's a real privilege to say I'm going to vote who blue no matter who. Well, this means if Adolf Hitler had D next to his name, it's good. If Stalin had D next to his name, if a fucking cat has a D next to their name, it's fine because they're blue, they're D, they have a D there. That's all that matters. You don't have to think. No, don't do any research, George. You like the rhyme. Vote blue no matter who. You like the rhyme. It rhymes. You can make a sexy video about it. 10 million of your people will watch it and believe that bullshit. You don't have to think. Why think? There's no reason to think. Don't think. Don't think. Don't think. That's it. Come November, the D, that's it. The D, go D. If you're R, you go R. If you're D, you go D. If you're R, you go R. If you're D, you go. That's it. No thinking. Don't do any research. Don't think about it. Just default to the two-party system that this fucked up country is stuck in. And that if you say if you vote no matter who, vote red no matter who, it doesn't rhyme, so they have to come up with vote red better than dead. I don't know. I can come up with a rhyme, but it'd probably be stupid. Just like vote blue no matter who is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's saying just don't think. Default. Don't think. Don't think. Go in blindly and pull a lever for D. Doesn't matter the name. Doesn't matter if it's a person, a cat, a dog. Doesn't matter who it is. It could be a Hitler. It could be a serial killer. They're blue. Dumbest thing I've ever heard of my life. Sorry, George. I like you, but that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard of my life. And you and your ilk say it every election cycle. Doesn't matter who the person is. You say it all the time. Like I said, I think you just like the rhyme, and you can make a sexy video about it. Those of us who can't afford Hillary Clinton, those of us who can't afford not to have health care, those of us who can't afford to not make a $15 minimum wage, $15 an hour, you have health care, George. You made a lot more than $15 an hour. You don't need a candidate who supports that stuff. You need a candidate who you can say, oh, well, she's a woman and she's a Democrat, and I'll go with that. No, there's more in it. For most of us, there's more in it than that, George. Sorry. It's quite obvious now, with Bernie coming out today and accusing Hillary rightfully of money laundering, which is what she's doing, that there's going to be no kumbaya moment here. Anyone who really thinks that Bernie is going to support her, if DNC gives her the nomination, or that most of his supporters, or enough of his supporters are going to support her that would give her any chance of being the Trump, that's going to happen. It's not happening. That's pure fantasy. We're divorced. We're beyond the point of no return. And it's obvious that Bernie the DNC will do what's right for the party and the country and give him the nomination, or he'll run as a third-party candidate. That's one of those two things is going to happen. He'll either get the nomination at the convention, or if not, he'll run as a third-party candidate. Once again, another prediction I'm making now, 3 months ahead of time. That's what's going to happen. Period. There's no kumbaya moment. There's no him getting behind Hillary or his supporters getting behind Hillary. It's not happening. Period. It's obvious. It's right in front of our faces. It's obvious. There's no other way at this point. All right, sorry. I'm tired and this has been long enough. Just a few things I wanted to talk about. We've got still a long way to go. Like I said, remember, it's a long way to go. And with the convention, We're talking almost 3 months left, so there's a lot of fighting to do. Go to BernieSanders.com and contribute. It's important for the narrative, and so he has enough money come the convention and beyond. BernieSanders.com. Contribute, canvass, phone bank, sign people up to vote, whatever you can do. Mike Caccioppoli, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.